Hey you guys, it's your favorite real estate professional and entrepreneur Andrea with another video to educate and empower you to ownership. You know my mission, you know my motto is always to help you shift your mindset, acquire assets, and buy real estate like a boss. So today's video is in regard to this insane real estate market that we're currently in. What are some ways you can get your offer accepted in today's insane market? Let's go. The number one way buyers are getting their offers accepted right now is by removing or minimizing contingencies. What is a contingency? The most common are inspection, appraisal, and financing. But a contingency is ultimately, I will buy your house contingent upon an inspection, an appraisal, financing contingency. Meaning, if any of these things come back not in my favor as a buyer, I have the right to terminate. So when we eliminate or remove a contingency, a buyer is ultimately saying that it doesn't matter what the inspection says, it doesn't matter what the appraisal says, it doesn't matter about financing, I will buy your home. So although removing or minimizing the timeline or the contingency may be the most effective way to get your offer accepted, it is also what I consider the riskiest, because what happens if those things do come back adverse and not in your favor? If you remove them, you have no repercussions, and if you minimize the timeline, that gives you very limited time to address anything that may come up. Nonetheless, buyers are using this tool to make their offers more aggressive, more desirable to sellers, and getting their offers accepted. Another aggressive tool buyers are using in this market is to fill in an appraisal gap or paying above appraisal. What does this mean? It means that you have to stick to your offer price. So if you're purchasing a home and the appraisal comes back lower than what you offer, that gap in between your offer price and the appraisal price is what sellers are expecting you to pay. And there are buyers who are willing to fill that gap with cash money out of pocket to get their offer accepted. So what does that mean for a buyer? Anything above the appraised value would be the buyer's responsibility. Banks will only lend what the home appraises for. So for instance, if you offer $400,000 and the property only appraises for maybe $375,000, if you have verbiage in your contract, if your realtor writes this within your contract that you will fill the appraisal gap, you will be responsible for paying that $25,000 out of pocket at closing. So you can absolutely understand why this would be desirable for sellers and why they would be more willing to accept an offer that uses such language as filling an appraisal gap or paying above appraisal for a property. Again, when it comes to how this affects you as a buyer, it's not the most advantageous, but people are willing to do what it takes to get their offers accepted in this extremely competitive market. And last but not least, one of the tools that buyers and real estate agents are using are beginning with the end in mind. What does this mean? It means literally putting all terms and conditions on the table ahead of time to eliminate any counter offering. So normally in sales, it's advised not to put all of your cards on the table, but in a competitive market such as this, it's more advantageous to let the seller know exactly what you as a buyer are willing or not willing to do. So in a contract, this looks like telling them, I will do this or I won't do this. If it's an appraisal gap, I will pay this, I won't do this. How does this benefit you? When it comes down to your offer and another offer, they already know the terms and conditions and can make the decision to choose you or another. So when we say begin with the end in mind, it's literally to lay it on the table and let the seller know exactly where you stand. Although some of these tips and tools are absolutely risky for buyers, these are some of the ways that they are making their offer more aggressive and getting their offers accepted in this very competitive market. I would highly encourage you to discuss these options with your real estate professional, the benefits, especially the consequences, before entering into a contract. As always, I hope this video has encouraged and empowered you to make that decision to go after ownership. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel for more content. Thank you for chiming in. As always, peace.